Walk into any store in America today, and you'll likely be greeted by a wave of products made in China. From clothing and electronics to toys and tools, Chinese-made goods have become ubiquitous in American households. This influx of affordable products has been a defining feature of the U.S. economy for decades, offering consumers a wide array of choices at competitive prices. But this dependence on Chinese imports has also sparked debate about its broader impact on the American economy, job market, and even consumer safety. In 2024 alone, the U.S. trade deficit with China reached a record high, highlighting the imbalance in trade between the two economic giants. While proponents argue that this trade relationship benefits American consumers through lower prices and a wider selection of goods, critics point to the negative consequences for American businesses and workers struggling to compete with China's manufacturing might. We will explore the effects on American businesses, workers, and consumers, while also considering the quality and safety concerns that have arisen in recent years. By understanding the full scope of this issue, we can work towards a more balanced and sustainable economic future for both nations. One of the most immediate and tangible impacts of Chinese goods on the American market is their affordability. Chinese manufacturers, often benefiting from lower labor costs and government subsidies, can produce goods at significantly lower prices than their American counterparts. This has led to a surge in inexpensive products flooding the U.S. market, providing consumers with access to a wider range of affordable options. For many American families, especially those on tight budgets, access to these affordable goods has been a lifeline. However, this price advantage comes at a cost. American businesses, particularly those in manufacturing, have struggled to compete with the low prices of Chinese imports. The influx of cheap Chinese goods has also been blamed for suppressing wages and hindering wage growth for American workers. This delicate balance between consumer savings and economic stability remains a central point of contention in the debate over the impact of Chinese goods on the American economy. The rise of China as a manufacturing powerhouse has had a profound impact on the American job market, particularly in the manufacturing sector. As American companies have shifted production overseas to take advantage of lower labor costs in China, many American workers have found themselves displaced and struggling to find new employment. The decline in American manufacturing jobs is not a new phenomenon, but the influx of Chinese imports has accelerated this trend in recent decades. Factory closures have become a familiar sight in many parts of the country, leaving behind a trail of economic hardship and social dislocation. Beyond the direct loss of manufacturing jobs, the influx of Chinese goods has also put downward pressure on wages for American workers across various sectors. As companies face pressure to remain competitive with cheaper imports, they may be more likely to suppress wages or resist wage increases. The impact of Chinese competition on the American job market is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. The decline of American manufacturing in the face of Chinese competition has not only resulted in job losses, but has also had a profound impact on communities across the country. Towns and cities once reliant on manufacturing as their economic engine have been hit particularly hard, experiencing factory closures, population decline, and a loss of economic vitality. These hollowed-out towns, often located in the American Rust Belt and other manufacturing hubs, serve as stark reminders of the human cost of globalization and the challenges of adapting to a rapidly changing economic landscape. The loss of manufacturing jobs has led to a decline in tax revenue, making it difficult for these communities to maintain essential services and infrastructure. This, in turn, can lead to a downward spiral of economic decline. As businesses close, residents move away in search of better opportunities, and the sense of community erodes. Addressing the challenges faced by these communities requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond simply bringing back manufacturing jobs. Attracting new industries and fostering entrepreneurship can help diversify the local economy and create new opportunities. Section 5. Quality concerns from toys to tech. While the affordability of Chinese products is undeniable, concerns about the quality and safety of some Chinese-made goods have also been raised. In recent years, there have been numerous high-profile cases of defective or dangerous products originating from China, ranging from toys containing lead paint to electronics with faulty wiring. These incidents have eroded consumer trust in Chinese-made products and raised questions about the adequacy of quality control measures in Chinese factories. The sheer volume of goods produced in China, coupled with the pressure to keep prices low, can sometimes lead to shortcuts being taken in the manufacturing process, compromising product safety and durability. The issue of counterfeit goods is another concern. China has gained a reputation as a global hub for counterfeit products, with everything from designer handbags to pharmaceuticals being copied and sold at a fraction of the price of the genuine articles. These counterfeit goods not only cheat consumers, but can also pose serious health and safety risks, as they are often produced using substandard materials and without adherence to safety regulations. Addressing these quality and safety concerns requires a multi-pronged approach. Section 6. Safety first. A question of standards. The safety of Chinese-made products has become a major concern for American consumers and regulators alike. While many Chinese manufacturers adhere to international safety standards, there have been instances where products have failed to meet these standards, resulting in recalls, injuries, and even deaths. One of the challenges in ensuring the safety of Chinese imports is the sheer volume of goods entering the U.S. market. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, responsible for protecting the public from unreasonable risks of injury or death associated with consumer products, faces an uphill battle in inspecting and regulating the vast influx of Chinese-made products. Another challenge is the difference in safety standards and regulations between the U.S. and China. While the U.S. has stringent safety regulations in place for many consumer products, these regulations may not always be aligned with Chinese standards. This discrepancy can create loopholes that allow unsafe products to enter the U.S. market. To address these safety concerns, enhanced cooperation and information sharing between U.S. and Chinese regulators is crucial. Section 7. Can American businesses adapt? The influx of Chinese products has presented significant challenges for American businesses, particularly those in manufacturing. The ability of Chinese manufacturers to produce goods at significantly lower costs has forced many American companies to either adapt or face extinction. Some American companies have responded to the challenge by moving their own manufacturing operations overseas to take advantage of lower labor costs. Others have focused on specializing in niche markets or producing high-end goods that command premium prices and are less susceptible to Chinese competition. Innovation is another key strategy for American businesses seeking to compete with Chinese imports. By investing in research and development, American companies can create new and innovative products that differentiate themselves from Chinese competitors. Automation and advanced manufacturing technologies can also help American companies improve efficiency and reduce labor costs. The challenges posed by Chinese competition are real, but they are not insurmountable. Section 8. The consumer's role, a balancing act. While much of the focus on the impact of Chinese products has been on businesses and the economy, American consumers also play a critical role in this complex equation. The purchasing decisions of millions of Americans collectively influence the demand for Chinese-made goods and shape the future of U.S.-China trade relations. On the one hand, consumers benefit from access to affordable goods that can improve their standard of living and stretch their budgets further. The availability of inexpensive clothing, electronics, and household goods has made these items accessible to a wider segment of the population. On the other hand, consumers also have a responsibility to be informed about the potential consequences of their purchasing decisions. Supporting American-made products whenever feasible can help preserve American jobs and strengthen the domestic economy. By making informed and responsible choices, consumers can help shape a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Section 9. Finding a path forward, cooperation and competition. The relationship between the U.S. and China is one of the most consequential in the world, encompassing economic, political, and security dimensions. While the two nations are competitors on the global stage, they are also deeply interconnected through trade, investment, and people-to-people ties. Navigating this complex relationship requires a delicate balance of cooperation and competition. On the one hand, the U.S. and China must work together to address shared global challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and nuclear proliferation. On the other hand, they must also compete vigorously in areas such as technology, innovation, and trade, while upholding their respective national interests and values. Finding a path forward requires open dialogue, mutual understanding, and a willingness to compromise. Both sides need to move away from zero-sum thinking and embrace a more cooperative approach that recognizes the interconnectedness of the global economy. The U.S. should continue to advocate for fair trade practices, protect intellectual property rights, and address concerns about human rights and labor practices in China. By working together, the U.S. and China can navigate the complexities of their relationship and build a more prosperous and secure future for both nations.